I'm Holly Underwood. I'm with the Hardin County Chamber and Business Alliance, Director of Economic Development, and our presenter today is going to be Rick Smith, Superintendent of Ohio High Point. So I will turn it over to Dr. Smith and let him take it away.
Well, thank you everyone for coming in. This is going to be kind of a brief tutorial of some information just to make sure people know that, and we are happy to come out and actually sit down and explain more of these documents in greater detail if it's something you have an interest in. Bob Newland is on the line here with us too. He's my workforce coordinator here on main campus. But we just want to share with you some of the exciting things I think that have come out, and just since March 23rd, was approved and signed by the governor, and just a way to try to get more kids into workforce. Just so you know, we currently across our organization have about 200 students in workforce between Marysville to Hardin County to Champaign, Logan, all of our different counties. My goal in the next 5 years is to double that number and be closer to 400 students on a regular basis out in the workforce between our satellites programs. Specifically in Hardin County, we have an IT program, we have our ag programs, we have an STNA nursing program, allied health and nursing, we have a manufacturing program, and so and we're expanding into business as well in Kenton High School. So, you know, if you're looking for, you know, everything from kind of graphic designers to marketing to nursing assistants to people in the manufacturing field, there's a lot of ways to get younger students involved in the organization and working earlier. We know the biggest hurdle is insurance and also confidentiality type of things. And so we have ways that we can help with some of those type of things or talk to local insurances and stuff of that nature. So the first off, I want to share this first screen with you. There it is. So the first screen coming up just kind of gives you, and Holly has all these and can email these documents out after the presentation. But this one just is our front cover that lets you know that the Ohio Revised Code specifically allows you to hire students in career tech programs under the age of 18, and they don't have to abide by all the restrictions that are out there for the labor laws for students who are 16 to 17 years old. And so, and we also have a working partnership with Adelco in the state of Ohio, to where if you use that type of service and you're worried about doing workers' comp and all those type of things, we can hire students through Adelco as well for you. And then Adelco takes on the workers' comp issues and some of those type of things as well. So that's just one example of where these things start, to show you that the law really allows for this type of stuff. The second thing that I want to show you is right here, and we'll bring this up. We ourselves have an entire work-based learning guide that, once again, is 22 pages, and we're not going to go over this, but it has job shadowing, unpaid intern, paid internships, apprenticeships. It has our criteria. It has our processes. This has all been vetted by attorneys. Honda's attorneys have looked at this, and local other manufacturers and stuff like that. And even if you want to sit down with your corporate attorneys and look over this document and we need to make minor changes to best fit you and your environment, we have made those adaptations over time as well to make sure, like I said, we can get students in. So if you want them to sign a confidentiality agreement in healthcare or something of that nature, we can specifically put that information in our agreement with students and make sure they understand what's going on and what it takes to kind of work in these fields, because we want students to have real life experiences. And so once again, we have a process here of what the student has to sign for, what the business needs to know and sign off on. All that's in our packet. We have that. I'm not going to go through all those things with you, but I wanted to let you know that we have a packet vetted by attorneys that's out there in the field for you as well. And so the last thing I want to say, I don't know, do we have any manufacturers on the line, Holly? Any manufacturers today?
Now, right now, we've got a financial institution in healthcare.
Okay, so I'm not going to show you guys the financial manufacturing, but there's actually called a manufacturing partnership that's out there as well, Holly, that was specifically in last year's budget that on the very top line says is for 16 and 17-year-olds to get into manufacturing. So that's the goal and purpose of the document, is through the Department of Chamber of Commerce and stuff like that to work with. And so they have that out there for manufacturing if you want to let them know. It's in our packet information. But the last thing that I kind of want to share with you is what recently has come new is Senate Bill 166. So this was signed into law around Christmas and took effect in March. And what this is this allows businesses who meet the qualifications and it tells you what eligible businesses are out there and the definitions and things like that. But you're allowed to get a tax credit up to $5,000, which is 15% of a student's wages so you would have to pay a student a lot to get to that $5,000 credit, but it is limited to $5,000 per student. But over a 2-year period of taking them on as a junior, having them work for you during the summer, having them come back their senior year. Once again, this is specific looking at trying to get younger age students who are in career tech pathways out into the workforce and giving businesses a way to get a tax credit then, kind of like Tech Cred did to help upsell different skill sets and the way Tech Cred was selected. And so this was also helped to be pushed through by John Cross and those when we brought these things forward. But there's simple requirement of information from the student's date of birth to social security number, things that you would normally take on as a business when you employ someone at their site. And then the district itself and ODE are working on a page that will give you the rest of the information that you can just have as a one-page document that will say, what the kid's course of study is, what their pathway is, what they're learning to work on, so that alignment is made. And as you can see then, eligible employers may receive lesser or $5,000 for each student of 15% of their paid wages. And so there is an application process. If a company is interested in doing this, you have to log on and apply to be a part of this program January 1st, 2022, because as you guys all know, taxes are paid in the rear. But you could start employing kids right now, basically after March 23rd, and any student that's employed between now or worked with you all summer or goes into the next school year with us and stays in a career tech program and stuff would be eligible for this tax credit. So we wanted to make sure that companies in Hardin County knew about this, that they understood this was available to them. They give you 3 or 4 different scenarios in this process. So what if you take on a kid, then he turns 19, when does it end? All that kind of stuff is part of this document here as well to explain this tax credit for companies. And we wanted to make sure that the companies knew in Hardin County that this might be a great way to take on students and get them employed in your business. Everybody is always asking for the same student. They all want that responsible kid who has hard work ethic, stays off their phone, drug-free. Everybody's asking for the exact same kid. And so I think it's important that they get out there and they see your organization and your environment because they have options and of where to go and what to do. So we're trying to expose them to that as much as possible. We also have, let's see if I can just switch. We also have a really pretty flyer. It's in blue. You see it here. I got it on black and white on the screen, but we have a really pretty flyer. There's a 2-page flyer that once again is out there. It kind of just talks about workspace learning, some of the potential. It has Bob and our other coordinators' numbers on it. If anybody's interested in coming directly out and talking to you, it explains House Bill 166 again, a little bit in the simplest terms and forms. And there's a QR code there that you can scan that has the same document that I showed you before with more of the details about what a business has to do to apply for this. there has been $5 million placed in the general budget for this this year, and we're hoping that we can use that money up as career centers across the state to get kids under the age of 18 out there in the businesses and really show those in Columbus that we're going to need that to increase and spend all this money so that we can get 10,000 or even more in the future. Because like I said, I think it's important that I grow our number of students who are getting workforce opportunities, and that we get them out there into the real world as soon as possible. So that is, once again, my presentation. I want to be cognizant of your time, but I'm happy to take any questions anybody might have. In the chat box, I put my name and phone number, my cell phone and work number here. And on one of those documents that Holly sends out has Bob's, of course, work number. But like I said, if you needed more details or need us to come sit down and talk to your company individually, or work through insurance, or talk to your presidents or insurance people who I know is always worried about this, I'd be happy to explain Ohio law and how they're protected. The other part of Senate bill I left out in 166 is that it also protects you from workers' comp. Your workers' comp cannot be increased if a student has an accident on the job. So if you're paying them, so they put some provisions in there also to protect on the workers' comp issue. It is a first come, first serve. So once the money's there, it's gone. So if you don't register early, or you just think about it and then you don't register until February, and other companies have scooped up this money, there's a $5 million cap. But I see your microphone's on, so do we have a question?
Yeah, Rick, this is Kim at Hardin Memorial Hospital in Kenton, and Chris. We do, thinking through the different options of students, of course we have STNAs here, but I was trying to think outside the box too. We have a facilities department, so the maintenance guys, I don't know if you guys have anything in that area, and then also our nutritional food service. So I wasn't sure if you guys had students that would fit into those areas, or should we just be thinking about STNAs?
No, I think you should be thinking about all those. Once again, we have a culinary program here, so Bob would know what culinary students are from Hardin County schools, maybe a Ridgemont, Kitten, or USV that could be placed there. So like I said, if you had an opening and you were looking for one of our young chefs to come up there and help with that, we've done that at Mary Rattan. For example, we've taken some people over there for their culinary program. Also, maintenance is a little bit different in the fact that we don't have a design maintenance program, but we do have an electrical program for electricians, and we do have a construction trade program. And then most maintenance people want anyone that can work with their hands. So, the kids who are in the manufacturing program at Kenton, the students who are here in our automotive diesel program, that still might be a job that would be for them. I don't know if they took on that job that would be tax credit, because it has to relate directly to their field. That might be a little bit trickier to work out, but that doesn't mean kid can't get 250 work hours and work experience working on their Ohio Means Job seal for graduation, all those kind of things that make them more employable and still give you somebody as an employee that you can work with or train and maybe be able to keep in that maintenance department, which I know is hard for a lot of people. Bob, you want to have anything to add on that? I know we've done.
Yeah. I've actually had interns out of the structural construction program intern at Mary Rattan Hospital for with their maintenance department. So we're very familiar with that, and I would be glad to come over and visit, and we can sit down and talk about placements for students. I would absolutely be interested in that.
And I think structural construction and electric, if one of those kids wanted to be part of that program, would probably qualify for the tax credit. If it's a diesel kid, I'm not sure if that kid would or not as easy.
Okay.
Rick, while we wait, this is Ashley with Liberty National Bank. Can you hear me?
Sure. I can hear you, Ashley. Go right ahead.
So what programs do you have that are geared towards the finance industry?
I don't know that we do have kids that are in business. So
Okay.
we do have CVI kids, we have career-based intervention kids that might lean toward the finance industry, and we do have business programs and IT programs
Okay.
in many of our areas. And I
Okay.
know banking too, you guys do a lot of advertisement and different types of stuff. So our graphic, our video production kids, things of that nature sometimes help in that regard of the banking industry.
Okay.
But I don't have, we don't have a specific kind of program that
Finance,
just
right.
focuses on banking.
Okay. And so would this qualify, you may have covered this, and I might have missed it, but would this qualify for like an intern? Like if we classified someone as doing an internship, would this student qualify for the funds
Like I
if they
said,
were?
I think if you took a student in the business field and placed them in the finance field, that would probably qualify as the internship or put them in that tax credit capability. Wouldn't you think so, Bob?
Yeah, I think we could probably work around that. Yeah.
Okay. And so even if the position was only like temporary,
Yeah.
which could lead to other opportunities, but if it was like for like a 3-month term, we would still qualify?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you once again, you're only qualifying it, like I said, if you're doing it as a paid position for 3 months temporary, for the tax credits, you're only going to qualify for the wages that you paid them.
Right.
So
Yeah, right.
if you paid them over that time, let's just say $2,000 in 3 months, you got basically a $300 tax credit,
Okay.
type of thing. Is it worth going through the process and pulling all the paperwork? Sometimes. So that would probably be your own decision to
Okay.
make. Again, the kid just getting the work experience and being able to be out there, whether you used it as a tax credit idea or not,
Mhm.
would be beneficial to you and the student. Like you say, 3 months could turn into 6, and 6 months could
Right.
turn into a full-time job. So
Right.
that's what we try to place kids in and get them ready.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Yeah.
So that
could
would
they-
actually really be with Bob about what you specifically wanted, and like I
Mhm.
said, is that a graphics kid? Is that a business kid? Is that an IT kid or something like that? What would best work? Like I said, most of our business classes, they take accounting, finance, management, they
Okay.
have those kind of things out there. So
Okay.
it'd be really, what are you looking for? And then we try to match the kid to your need.
Yeah,
So could they work
I-
like?
Actually, I had a student placed in a lawyer's office a couple years ago, so I have done that before.
Okay. So like, could they work like 3 months now and then, so we have seasonal positions that we utilize, like we hire seasonally because of the needs. So like in summer we hire seasonally because we have employees that want to take vacation.
Yeah.
And then like Christmas or around like the holidays, Thanksgiving, around those times of years, time of year, we have a need for possibly like seasonal positions. So could we bring them on like seasonally?
Yeah.
Have you ever had that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I place kids, usually, if it's an internship, we can make a window of time, like if it's 30 days or 60 days, 90 days, whatever suits the employer. Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
This is,
Kimberly, you want to come
I'm
back? You want to come back, Chris? Is it Chris?
yes, sorry. I think we lost you guys for a little bit, but did you catch my question? I'm sorry.
No,
And now,
froze right when you started speaking.
okay, all right. Well, and listening to your conversation, I think I kind of understand, but just wondering, so there's different opportunities, correct? Like there's internships and job shadowing, so they don't all
Yeah.
necessarily have to be paid positions, is that correct?
That is correct. They do not all have to be paid positions. I will say typically job shadowing is often more a student asking for to go to see a business, and the business knows and wants them to come. I would
Okay.
say the majority of what we have are paid internships, ranging anywhere from about $9 an hour to some of our kids make $17 to $18 an hour starting out. So it's a variety, but you can get students to do unpaid internships and stuff like that. They're much more inconsistent. They'll do a day a week or something for a while, and then a lot of those kids who are working want to work and get paid. So just to be honest with you, but
Sure.
and we have all those available, and we do place kids in all those areas. Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Kim, does that help?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Okay. So Holly, like I said, you have all the documents. If you send out the recording of the documents and anybody has any questions, like I said, Bob and I are available. We really want to grow our work students and work placement out there in Hardin County as well.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. We had a small group with us today, but I will send the recording and the documents to all the registered people, as well as the original invitees, which included some of those manufacturers. So anybody who is in the manufacturing field can reach out to either one of you directly, correct, if they want more information on the work-based learning or on the Senate Bill 166 business incentives.
Yeah,
Yes.
Holly, let them know in that email that we're more than happy to come set a meeting with them and sit down personally and explain, talk. You know, it takes about as long as this recording did, probably about 20 minutes to walk
Yep.
through everything and answer their questions, but we'd be happy to do a face-to-face meeting with any of the HR departments or people who might have an interest in taking on students in the future and really being able to overcome that 18-year-old barrier. So many of them can't take them till they're 18. And we really want to get the message out. There's plenty of ways in the state of Ohio to be able to take students under the age of 18 and get them in your system early and get them into where they might want to be part of your family long term.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you all for your time today, and watch for those follow-up emails from me. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you,
Thank
Holly,
you.
for setting this up. We appreciate it very much. You have a good day.
Hello.
Bye.